glitches out of the way. Holy mackerel. We can kick this thing off. Thanks for hanging out with me. This is In Other News. I'm your host, Mike Russell, and happy to have you here. Happy Monday to everybody. Yeah. Coffee run, Jim. I'm telling you, man. I'm actually low on my coffee right now. A little bit low. But no, it's when you launch your streaming service and it says something went wrong, and it gives you that little blue button, says try again. Okay. And then you try again. And then it gives you a little blue button and it says, would you like to try again? Yeah, damn right I want to try again. It's kind of my job. Holy mackerel. What a weekend. Let me tell you all about this. Something weird. You know me. Never been a fan of this whole DNA sharing nonsense. Queen Bee snookered me into it. And I did the 23andMe thing. I get an email from this dude after I find out that I'm, basically what I knew I was my whole life. I'm German, Scotch, Irish, and apparently 1.5% Black. And I for real, again, the silliness of the whole, oh, I'm African American, or I'm Euro American, I'm Asian American, I'm Indian American. You know what? We're Americans. Because technically, legally, I can say I'm an African American. Anyway, so I get a message through 23andMe. I get a message. What's up, Rhonda? And I get this message, and the thing that it says, hey, is this your dad? And it gave my father's full name. And it said, are these your grandparents? I'm like, what the hell? And so Queen Bee's like, I got the chills. You got to do it. You got to respond. I'm like, the hell I do. I don't have time for more people. I don't have time for more family. What in the world? Yeah. North Central and South American or U.S. citizen. I'm just a U.S. citizen. That's what we got. That's all we got going on. Anyway, so he said, I mean, he knew my father, my biological father's middle name. You got to understand, that is one of the security passwords on most of my 2-factor, 18-factor authentication nonsense is my father's middle name. Nobody knew my father's middle name. This dude did. Like, okay. So I'm like, I'll just reply. Yes? Kind of like, oh, what up? Dude replies back, I haven't seen you since 1991. Since you stopped by your grandparents' house with your girlfriend while we were, for a few minutes while we were coming through there. I'm like, are you bleeping kidding me? You know me? You've been at my grandparents' house? Holy crap. I don't know how I feel about this, y'all. I seriously, I have no idea how to feel about this. I mean, he gave me some cool stats because he said he'd been retired for 13 years. Essentially, he was my father's cousin. And he was my biological grandmother's sister's son. So my father's cousin. And so I'm thinking, what do you have? Do I keep a conversation going on with this guy? I have no idea. He asked me, he said, how's Lori? I'm like, that's my sister. Like, okay. He's like, hey, I forgot your mom's name, whatever. I'm like, I don't even know where to go with this. This dude knows everything about my family. A lot more than I do. So so that's, wait a second. My DNA brought in another lost sister, a distant cousin, same thing. Your dad was a bit of a player. When he reached out to me, I thought it was swear to you, I thought it was my father. My father was a player. And so he died when he was married to his 4th wife. So he's a player. And let's just say none of those divorces had anything to do with the wife. Anyway, so the guy, he said he gave me some cool stats. So I'm like, how in the world can I not like be cool with this dude? Because he gave me some really cool stats. My 10th cousin is Ben Franklin. The hell? I'm like, that's kind of cool. 10th cousin, but I'm like, oh, interesting. There's a connection there. One of I think my 12th grandfather or 11th grandfather, great, was on the damn Mayflower and got here. All of them left, all of them didn't come over, but yeah, he made it. And I think 11th or 12th grandmother was hung and burned at the Salem witch trials in 1692. What? Jose, what's up, Jose? How you doing? Gene, good to see you. I'm blown away by all of this. Absolutely blown away by all this. So, and he said, it seems, because I apparently you can see my DNA. I did not know that. I need to go click on something. Well, no, please don't share. But he says it's you have African in you. He said it must be from my father's side, or I forget how it all works out. He said 4 generations ago he was a slave. And I'm like, son of a biscuit. I'm like, this is unreal. But tripping out. Really tripping out. Yeah. Friends of mine, great aunt. Yeah, what about? Yeah. I don't know who that is. Who's Mary Surratt? Who's that? Who that? I don't know. Intern Bean sent me a text the other day, said so-and-so died. I'm like, who that? I have no idea you're talking about. It was some poet. What in the world? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the Irish gene puddle. Exactly. And that's the thing. What up, Grizz? How you doing, brother? So but the thing to me is that it now I want to know. Now I'm more curious. Now I want to know what other kind of ties I have to certain people. But I mean, how many people are going to come out of the woodwork? Like, I don't know. What am I going to do? Is this guy going to stop? He says he's going to his high school reunion. It's 35th. I mean, his 55th high school reunion, and he's going to California. He lives in Virginia, and I'm like, he's driving through the country. I'm like, dude, is this guy going to stop by? I don't know. Who knows? I mean, cool. I mean, it's family. But I asked my mom. I called my mom. I was tripping out. She's like, yeah, we went up to their house for Christmas one year. So it was the only time I met them, but I remember those people. I was like, oh, damn. Yeah. First, what? Give me that. I like that. Is your great aunt. So that's not too far out of there, right? So the first one executed by federal government for her part in the conspiracy to assassinate Lincoln. Shut the front door. Oh, see? And I was so anti this whole 23andMe thing, but I'm like, this is kind of cool stuff. Like, come with me and tell me how you feel about it, because you have heard me long enough talk about I don't even have face recognition on my phone. I don't even mess with that because I hate it. It's trippy to me. I'm not a fan. I mean, Queen Bee knows I have nothing to hide from anybody. My kids know my password. Queen Bee knows my password. It's okay. But the whole facial recognition thing just totally tripped me out. But here I am, Haktua, in this thing for 23andMe and mailing it off. And all of a sudden, I know I got a first cousin removed 8 with 6. I don't know what the hell it is. But it's kind of cool knowing that you have bloodlines that people, kind of know about. Wait till y'all hear today's decompression session. It's fantastic. It's brought to you by Bill Maher. It's 2 weeks old, but I just found it, and it's delicious. I'm excited for it. You have an 8-part series on Mary Surratt. Oh. Okay, now she was in her brought up first female assassin, not assassinate. I'm sorry, that was put to death for the assassination attempt. Lincoln the assassination of Abe Lincoln. Got it. So I got to see this. I love it. I just started watching. It's funny when you're either public eye, people come out of the woodwork. Dude, don't I know it? Like family and friends, then you can get those false accusations of people. Yeah, right. You do understand that. The coolest thing I've had really come out of the woodwork is when I started in my media career, is when I mentioned my grandfather's name. And then people came out of the woodwork like, oh my God, he gave me my first job. Like, he taught me tile. He taught me trade. He taught me this and that. And it was just such a proud moment for me. So that was basically the only thing I really had coming out of woodwork. Yeah. Found out my dad is not my birth father. I have 9 siblings, not 4. Holy crap, Grizz. That's a lot that I similar. Yeah. My grandfather that I just mentioned, I did not know he was my step grandfather. I had no idea. I thought him and I, same DNA. Nope. No. 23andMe for medical purposes only. Yeah. And I think that's a good idea. Lynn said he uses 23andMe for medical purposes. I get that, because especially if you have health issues. But the reason I found out that I have a half brother isn't because of 23andMe. It's because he hired a private investigator to find his birth mom, which is my mother, and he because he had his first biological child. So he wanted to get the kind of the family health lineage. I was like, oh, dude, sorry. Do we apologize? How do we work that? Yeah. You careful what you wish for, careful what you ask for. Yeah. Sue said, I already have enough creepy relatives to worry about now. I don't need any coming out of the woodwork. Yeah. And you know something, if this guy's cool, I mean, whatever. I mean, okay. You know, he'll shoot me some emails every now and again, and that's cool. And and he said he's done this genealogy thing for 13 years since he's been retired. So it's like, dude, I'm sure he's a fountain of information and just really cool stuff. So, and that's just on my father's maternal side. That's just on my biological grandmother. Yeah. 98.7% Irish. Damn, buddy, you're Irish as they get. Yeah, Saharan African. Yeah, a lot of us Irishmen standard Sahara African, but I just didn't know I had actual slave in my lineage. Yeah, a lot of jokes here. We're just going to keep them out of the time. Okay, good. So your wife's adopted. That's what he did. That makes total sense. It makes total sense. If you have adoption in your family, this 23andMe and Ancestry.com totally makes sense. But that was kind of my freak out of the weekend. I was like, that is mind blowing. Y'all, can we talk about tomorrow? Tomorrow might be bad. I did go to Costco this weekend. I will never go to Costco on a Saturday morning again. Those are my look. Costco's my jam. I love Costco. Let me tell you something. When you get there at 9:30, when the big doors open and you roll in there, and then you do your thing. Queen Bee and I went and it just kind of milled about and did our thing. It reminded me of Jurassic Park. Because it was this. Right, Grizz won Saturday too. Like, it was so nice in the morning. Like, right there with the first one's in. It was like, da 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 da, right? It's very, very Jurassic Park. It starts, oh, wonderful. So, whoa, look at these scenic views and this, oh, so beautiful. And then, that's what happened. Like, within 30 minutes, it became, I had to get out of there. And I'm cool in the gang. I was like, I told Queen Bee, I said, we're done. We had it. Let's get out of here. There's too many people here. Why in the hell do people go to Costco and think it's cool to walk 5 wide, shoulder to shoulder in first gear? It's like, I got places to be. Greg said about my African roots as calling for reparations. You know something, I wouldn't ask her because I actually have a slave in my lineage. She has slave ownership in hers. So a little bit different there. They had a few glitches in the entry process. I'm telling you, went Friday afternoon. Oh, look, I thank God I get to do this how I do it. So I can go on like a Wednesday morning and just, the old Costco roadblock. But here's the gig, y'all. Listen, I got some stuff. I wasn't playing around. I got a lot of toilet paper. You guys think I'm joking right now. Got a lot of toilet paper. Got a ton of water. And I got some provisions. I'm not kidding. I got the thing of ramen. I got things to keep me going. Already got a generator, got a solar generator, got everything going on for the fridge and the freezer. I'm not saying it's going to be the apocalypse, but I'm going to tell you this, y'all. If you are not studying what is happening with the ports, you're toast. You have to understand. If the longshoremen go on strike, our economy shuts down. They're threatening to strike on October 1st. Now, there is a reason why you don't hear about this. It would be absolutely because October 1st, there's a lot of early voting happening, and it would be detrimental to the Kamala Harris campaign. If the longshoremen go, it is estimated, if the longshoremen go on strike, are you ready? It will cost the United States, our economy, $500 million to $1 billion each and every day. You want to see how fast a grocery store dries up? You'll be shocked. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm telling you to keep your eye on this. And if you had a gumption, maybe to go shopping tonight, maybe go grocery shopping, I'd do it just in case. Worst case scenario, you got some more canned food than you wanted, and you're just going to have to, like Queen Bee calls it, the have an eat down of the refrigerator. Yeah, just eat it down. And Alfred saying time to get gold and silver. I'm not against that at all. I'm not opposed to it at all. Again, these aren't things that I'm trying to like, you need to, go bury yourself in a bunker somewhere. And I'm not talking about that. If we have, what's it? Where was the information about the ports on the news? Exactly, Lynn. They will not report it. They aren't reporting it because it'd be 100% detrimental to the campaign if this goes down. And Rhonda, don't be terrified. Rhonda, just go get yourself a bunch of bottled water and get yourself some toilet paper. Everybody's going to go after toilet paper because that's all they know to do. So if you like wiping your booty, go wipe, get something to wipe your booty with. That's really all there's to it. Okay. And so I have a massive amounts of frozen food and massive amounts of dry food. So I'm gonna be all right. But I need you to understand that when the supply chain stops for even a week, damn, and that can start tomorrow. And Rhonda said Fox News is reporting it a little. Gina Raimondo, our commerce secretary, should be well aware what the hell is happening. She, this brain dead bozo, went on to CNBC for this question and answer. Listen.
Have you been kind of focused and hearing on what would happen if the strike goes, let's say, longer than a week?
Yeah. So what would happen? This is a great question to ask the Commerce Secretary. What, Madam Secretary, are you focused on if this strike goes longer than a week? Because that will ensure, that ripple effect will ensure that there are supply chain shortages all the way through the election. Are you even thinking about that? Here's Gina Raimondo's response.
Again, I have not been very focused on that.
I have not been very focused on what might be one of the most catastrophic things our nation has seen since the COVID lockdowns. I haven't been very focused on that, Again, the most diverse cabinet in history, the most DEI cabinet in history, does not do their job. Not one of them does their job. Jared Bernstein, one of the economic advisors in the cabinet, you know what? Couldn't even explain why the United States borrows money. Couldn't explain it. Gina Raimondo, who her life should be commerce, she's the commerce secretary, isn't paying attention to an entire half of our country losing supplies to everything as the longshoremen in the entire East Coast go bye-bye for a little while. And it's funny, we can say like that, Rhonda. We say, the most inept cabinet, these idiots are useless. I get it. When the rubber meets the road, damn it. Like that's us. We're already paying double the price of groceries before these slappies took over. And we're already paying almost 60% more in gas since these slappies took over. Everything costs more. And now they don't even care that the longshoremen are going to go on strike, and we're screwed. We're screwed both ways. Here's what happens. And by the way, I know longshoremen. Don't give me this garbage. I don't know how it is. I apologize. I don't know how it is on the East Coast. I know longshoremen in the Port of Long Beach. Good friends. Maybe the cushiest job I have ever witnessed. Damn. The only reason why I didn't get the gig when I lived out there and I wanted to get the gig, the only reason why I didn't have a family member already in this is nepotism and cushiness and overtime and pensions. And it is absurd, that lifestyle. If it's the same on the East Coast, screw and you for going on strike. You money grubbing, if it's the same way, because come on. I remember my buddy, I'm not kidding. He would drive a truck. This is what he'd do. He would drive a truck that had a big shipping container on it. He'd drive it from one, actually he wasn't even allowed to because he wasn't certified. He would drive a flatbed that was supposed to accept a container. He would drive it into the place where it accepted the container. Then he would get out. And then he would walk about 100 yards and get in another truck and do the same thing. and get out and walk. He'd call me in the middle of the damn day, said, yeah, we got called out today. So he said, yeah, he's like, I got paid for being there 8 hours, but I was only there for 4.5. That was this gig. Talk about getting your damn steps in. Okay, now, Brendan says worse on the East Coast. Yeah, Grizz posted this while I was telling that story. You're damn right. Just show up. I forget what they call it. There's a term for it. Like a guaranteed aid or something like that. But then you look at Brent. Yeah, Brent. Okay, so Brent says it's worse than East Coast. Okay, and that's cool. That's fine. Now, okay, fine. Yet still, the hell. It's the same as UPS when UPS went on strike right when it was just. I mean, there was the respect of the Biden administration was hanging by a thread. People were realizing that he was having this decline. So that guy, they were like, oh, nobody's talking about Secretary Mayor Pete anymore and the terrible supply chain. Oh, we're going to go on strike. You want the worst supply chain ever? UPS is going to go on strike. Biden administration jumps in, handed them bazillions. Now the drivers make 120 grand a year. Let's go right now. Oh, we got an election. Oh, what's right around the corner? Yeah. Got 35 days to an election. Huh. What if we as longshoremen, what if we go on strike? What you gonna do? You gonna step up to the table? Biden didn't. Biden was on vacation. Biden wasn't even at the White House when Helene hit. He wasn't even there. He was vacationing. But he said he commanded. I was on the phone for 2 hours, he said. 2 hours he worked that day. Please. Yo, tomorrow is going to be a make or break. So get ahead of it. Like I said, I just bought stuff that I was going to eat and use anyway. So it wasn't that big of a deal. But I just didn't want to be in a position where I was like watching, like we did with COVID, where only, senior citizens can get in the first 2 hours of a grocery store. And I live next to a huge retirement community. Excuse me, active adult community. And so like they were like the first 3 hours the store's open is only for them. I'm like, come on. Man, all I wanted was a nice frozen chimichanga. That's all I wanted. Can't get in and get a frozen chimichanga. It's terrible. Falling into election tampering, I would ring them. And the wild thing to me is it's the other side, Rhonda. And yes, Biden is still alive. We had a sighting today. Rhonda, it actually falls on the other side. If they go on strike, this crushes Kamala. Crushes. Because the unions are not pro Kamala Harris at all. Unions have turned. The unions aren't endorsing and backing, but the union membership is endorsing Trump. I mean, by multiples. So it kind of goes the wrong. Actually, we call it the right way. Like, all right, if somebody's going to get involved, I mean, might as well help our side for sure. It's just, dealing with the total number of people who would strike. I do not know, Greg, but it is the entire. It is basically all the longshoremen of the East Coast of the United States of America. I don't know where the Westies are. I have no idea if the West Side's going to do it or not. But that's the map that I saw, and I was like, oof. I mean, hundreds of thousands. It's going to be bad. It will come to a standstill. The only thing that I can see that this would work for the Biden administration, I'm sorry, the Harris campaign, and I'm being serious, and I'm not saying it's going to happen. I ain't trying to scare anybody here. The only way I can see this working is if they can declare a state of emergency. If they can declare a state of emergency and suspend an election, which is within their purview, thank you, Patriot Act. They can do that. If they were to, or just change election, whatever it is, do the stuff that they did last time, they'll do it. They'll declare grocery stores, lines, all that stuff lined up. I remember Costco. We were just talking about Costco. Remember Costco during the pandemic? Lying around the entire building. Only come in at a certain time. Had to wear your bandito. Oh. Yeah. Oh, my God. I'm telling you, buddy. No. I'm telling you. Truman is right. The citizen and employers of all these jackasses implemented general strike on the government and all these bureaucratic bullshiggity. Yeah. Yeah. Don't pay taxes. So they go. Or just we can just crash the economy ourselves. You know how we crash the economy ourselves? Everybody cash in all of your gift cards you have right now. Not kidding. Yeah. What do you think about? What do you think this will do to inflation, bro? Okay, Bobby just jumped in. Bobby, again. So the definition of inflation is too much money chasing too few goods. Okay, so when we have more money in the system through stimulus, through all this, we have too much money in the system, and then the supply chain dries up. Now we have a bunch of money. Now there's only, instead of maybe per capita 8 steaks per capita, now there's only 2 steaks per capita. So the price of those 2 steaks get to basically what it would have been for the total 8, right? So that's what drives prices up. Oh my goodness sakes. But it's frustrating me that no one is talking about it. And then I saw it's, thank God for CNBC. That show, I should just record that just to watch it. I don't know. I'm not a big finance guy. I'm not a big stock market guy. I have people that handle all of that for me, all $3 that I have. I have them handling it. They're way smarter than I am. But I just want, these people do not back down on the nonsense that the Biden administration has thrown. They don't back down at all. Can I tell you a guilty pleasure that I have? And it used to be, I still do. Back in the day with Dateline NBC, To Catch a Predator, Chris Hansen used to be one of my favorite things in the world to watch, because I think child predators should go straight to execution. Bye. Sorry. Thanks for playing. I'm not advocating for it. That's my opinion. Bye. See you later. You will not, we cannot rehab you. If you are that sick of an individual, we cannot rehab you. We can't. So I watch a lot of those, like Josh Rosen and things like that. I watch those guys that go catch child predators. I absolutely love that. It's entrapment. I get it, but I don't care. If you're entrapping a person that wants to get with a 12-year-old, okay, good. Entrap them. Entrap them in every way you can. So here's the gig. So I watch those videos, and I also watch police videos. I love police. I love this. I love police body cams. I love them. I'm the biggest advocate of Grizz. I have done nothing wrong, but if I heard those words, I'm Chris Hansen, I'd be, just sitting at Subway, just trying to get a sandwich, man. Just telling you, Brendan, watch out, buddy. I don't know Attorney General for me, but man, I'll tell you, I do that. And Deputy Frank, we'll get Frank on the case too. Could you? Fridays with Frank, Child Predator Edition. I gotta call him. Good God, that sounds like a great idea. He loves his job so much. The dude absolutely loves being a traffic cop. He truly does. He just embraces it. It's so cool. I love Frank. Anyway. Police cams. So speaking of the Frank thing, I love dash cams and body cams because I would say the vast majority of times that there's any dispute against a cop or a claim against a cop, this vindicates the cop. I love the cameras. So I'm watching these all the time. You know what I found out? I did not know this was a thing. Girl got pulled over out of her mind. I mean, just, you would think she was on fentanyl. She was that bad. She was that far gone. Gets pulled over. Do you know what she was drunk? I had to look this up, and apparently I'm a little late to the party, y'all. Because I stopped drinking, so I don't, maybe I just missed the boat. I will have a beer occasionally, guys. Not, some nice tequila, of course. But I mean, I don't drink like I used to. Anyway, maybe late to the boat. She was high on vanilla extract. She was high on vanilla extract. What in the gut? Who came up with this? So I looked this up. It's a thing. It's a thing with the kids. It's a thing with alcoholics. I did not know. 35% alcohol? Crying on what the good night of living. Oh, man. Oh, Michael. No, we'll get on that, buddy. We got to get on that. That's been sheer, I forgot, and laziness. The combination of the two. And I got other crap going on. We did the divorce and all this stuff. It was a big thing. But yes, wait for the future former gubernatorial candidate, Mike Rosa. I have to get on the ballot somehow. I'm going to make it happen. Yeah, I do. FBI profiler, anti-death penalty, except for pedophiles and sexual predators. Yeah. You got to teach them what's what. Dude, I did not know anything about that, Colin. I had no idea that vanilla extract got you high. Ho. You know what? Imitation vanilla, you know what that has in it? Now I'm going to have to think. I think it's called Santorum. Hold on. Let's see. Extra. Yes. Vanilla. What's it called? It is called I'm not going to get the word for it. Oh, it was in our beaver video. So artificial vanilla flavoring has the excretion from a beaver's anal gland. I'm not kidding. You will think I'm kidding? Seltzers, whatever. I don't even know the seltzers. What are the seltzers? What are seltzers? Ranch water. What are the popular ones? They have the secretion. If it says natural flavors on it, natural ingredients, the natural ingredients is a secretion from a beaver booty. Yeah, that is. That's why vanilla extract's expensive, Rhonda. That's why it's expensive. Could you imagine? You just grab a beaver and just squeeze. I apologize. That was repulsive, I tell you. Yeah. I got to get this Katie Hobbs thing too. Yeah. Whippets. Yeah. Oh yeah. Wait, but I'd rather inhale the whipped cream container sniffs. I'd rather do a whippet than I would drink anything that has an excretion from an anal gland of a beaver. Yeah. That's all these seltzers, all these Trulies and all these little seltzer girls that are drinking all this. I got my seltzer. I love tapping them, especially vegans. Oh, if you let a vegan girl sipping a Truly in front of you, or a White Claw in front of you, that's the one I was trying to think of. You see what is just and you can tell them they're very earthy, but they got a White Claw. And just tell them, did you know there's a beaver in that? You actually have beaver. Bring the Ready Whip. Yep. Talk about pricey and getting away. The vanilla extract is so much more expensive than regular booze. Yeah. I mean, y'all, okay, so I don't know how many of y'all are with me here in the state of Arizona, but in the state of Arizona, the 2/3 of this great state is native land, is tribal land. And there is a rampant alcoholism problem on the res, and drug problem, alcohol problem. It's when you let the government completely control it's their education, everything. These people have been absolutely hosed by our government. Again and again and again and again and again. Huge alcoholism problem, huge undereducation problem, huge drug problem. Listerine and vanilla extract, those are on like top of the list. Yeah, can't get the booze. If you can't get the booze, you can buy that. You got your government SNAP card. Yeah, you can get vanilla extract all you want. You can get Cool Whip all you want. Get Listerine all you want. Yeah, you can get that on food stamps. Yeah. Try Kopi Luwak coffee. What's it gonna do? What's it gonna do to me, man? Colin, what is that gonna do to me? All right, what's happening here? Somebody said something about old Katie Hobbs. We get a Katie Hobbs. What is she doing? White House is saying reports on ICE data are false representation. That's cute. Isn't that nice? Oh my gosh, isn't that nice? Katie Hobbs is gonna do everything she can. Oh, okay, let's see what we got here, bud. All right, Alfred. Leak phone call from Katie Hobbs about illegal voting. Seems as well known by her. Oh, I want to hear that leak call. I got to go check that out for sure. Yeah, Katie Hobbs is useless if you are any citizen. She is one of the most useful people in the world if you're the DNC. Just like Joe Biden, Katie Hobbs, Ruben Gallego, Mark Kelly. They're all the useless idiots. That's all they are. Oh, but he was an astronaut. Don't care. Oh, but Gallego served in the military. Don't care. Don't care. Thank you for your service. Great. Now go away. Stop trying to govern me. RICO statute shut down gangs on the res. Oh, yeah. There's my man Lambs is just it, man. He just is. Yeah. That means so it's like basically it's the coffee is kind of a diuretic. Okay. You had me at diuretic. Anyway, let's jump into this. Look, anytime I can play Lurch is one of my favorite things. John Kerry is the biggest fraud I've seen in a hot minute. More than Katie Hobbs, more than Kamala Harris. This bozo, this slappy, it not only is a divorced billionaire once, he married into another billionaire fortune. Do you understand that this idiot is married the heir of the Heinz ketchup fortune? This idiot. He flies around on private jets denying that he ever had a private jet. He lies, and tells everybody they can't do anything because of climate change. This is not a climate change topic of the show. Not even close. As a matter of fact, it's a First Amendment portion of our show. But this slappy, listen to this. I just listen to him. And if he can, and here's my impression. John Kerry, climate change.
The dislike of and anguish over social media is just growing and growing and growing.
Not here, boss.
And it's part of our problem, particularly in democracies, in terms of building consensus around any issue. It's really hard to govern today.
Oh, it's hard to govern with all these people having all this free thought and posting their opinions and actually asking questions. Listen to this dictator-esque piece of garbage.
You can't, there's no, the referees we used to have to determine what's a fact and what isn't a fact have kind of, been eviscerated to a certain degree.
Okay, hold on a second. I'm sorry. How did he manage 2 billionaire ladies? It's look at these Northeast elites. I'm sorry, Northeast people, but they're all inbred. That's how he does it. They have to. It's like it's like royalty. They all just inbreed. Mm-hmm. All right, here he goes.
And people go and that people self-select where they go for their news or for their information.
Oh my God, people having the ability to self-select where you get your news from. Oh my Lord. Could you imagine a world where you actually get to choose where you get your news information from? Oh, I can't even imagine.
And then you just get into a vicious cycle. So it's really, really hard, much harder to build consensus today than at any time in the 45, 50 years I've been involved in this.
Build consensus, by the way, can I translate that for everyone? Build consensus means it's hard to get people to fall in line. That's it. To fall in line to what we told them is true. That is what these elite slappy idiots, I'm being kind, think consensus is.
And there's a lot of discussion now about how you curb those entities in order to guarantee that you're going to have some accountability on facts, et cetera.
Oh, facts.
But look, if people go to only one source and the source they go to is sick and, has an agenda and they're putting out disinformation, our First Amendment stands as a major block to the ability to be able to just
block. Our First Amendment stands as a block. Y'all? Whoo! Wow.
Hammer it out of existence. So what we need is to win the ground, win the right to govern by hopefully having, winning enough votes that you're free to be able to implement change.
Y'all, he's too dumb to keep the quiet part quiet. That's the quiet part out loud. Yeah, that's the quiet part out loud. I absolutely shocked to hear this. I mean, I understand he's an idiot. I get it. But I mean, oh, by the way, he is the heir. Well, he's spending the Heinz fortune money on his rider when he shows up to an event. If he's like, I want this kind of a sandwich. I want this, the whole no green M&Ms or whatever kind of deal. No tomato-based products on anything. No tomato-based products. He's quite literally spending the Heinz ketchup money.
Now, obviously, there are some people in our country who are prepared to implement change in other ways. And
So
that's
you're
really
questioning
dangerous.
really if democracy can survive
I think,
unregulated social media.
I think democracies are very challenged right now and have not proven they can move fast enough or big enough to deal with the challenges that we are facing. And to me, that is part of what this race, this election is all about. Will we break the fever in the United States?
Wow. Will we? Okay. Okay. Essentially, vote our side so we can change your ability to communicate, find your own sources of media, and to not be completely ruled and propagandized. Damn. That is absolutely stunning. Okay. So at least we know now. By the way, Kamala Harris's daddy, fact check me all you want, y'all. Again, and even real time fact check me. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's fine. I'm right on this. You can find it. He wrote the textbook on income redistribution. Her dad. I mean, come on. Oh, but Donald Trump's dad hosed a contractor out of his money one time. Okay. Happens daily in that. Yeah. By the way, Rhonda, he's not trying to buy radio stations. He's buying radio stations. He's buying over 200 radio stations. The Soros-backed group is buying over 200 radio stations. And the FCC is fast-tracking it for him. That's not going to happen. It's going to happen. So even if you get a choice, our choice narrows every single day. Do you know what the number one streaming service in the world is? In the United States, the number one streaming service is YouTube. Outpaces Netflix, Max, Disney Plus, all of them. And why? Because people are people know that if they turn on the alphabets, they're going to get crap news. They're going to get propaganda. And God, I can't even tell you how much I can't I'm so tired of political ads. I'm so tired of political ads. And by the way, Kamala Harris hired the laziest ad firm to put her commercials up. They're horrible. They're abysmal. I mean, they're just a Project 2025. Just stop it. I worked at McDonald's. Everything's a lie. It's dicey. And this guy, Lurch over here, is talking about we need to govern. We need enough votes to change the Constitution so we can govern it. Please. Yeah, Grizzon, I heard, yeah, and there's a reason why. And even on like Fox News, Newsmax, my hunting channels, for the love of good grief, I'm seeing these Gallego commercials. I'm seeing the Kamala Harris commercials. Because a radio station, no matter what it is, you see a lot of Trump commercials on MSNBC. And the reason why that is you cannot, in election law and FCC guidelines, dictate that you cannot turn down a commercial for a candidate. You just can't. Just can't. And Greg Cotton, that's right. I don't need protection for myself either. God, but you see some of these kids, you're like, oh, please. By the way, John Kerry, just so we're, did I call him something else? Did I call him something else? Oh, maybe I did. I jack names up all the time. Yeah, no, couple brain surgeries, jack them up all the time. Oh, not the stations, the app. It's the same thing. Stations, app, same. Same sales team, same people, same everything, same. Same quotas, everything. All right, okay. Vulture. Yes, he is the vulture from the Muppets. That's a good call, too. I like that one. Now, did you, because, worst people didn't pay the taxes, When he bought his yacht, which he says he does not own, because he has it in an LLC that only him and his wife are part of, he owns it. He ships that thing down to another state for half the year, so he doesn't have to pay taxes on his yacht. Yeah. It's blowing me away. One of the best things, though, I actually think that Trump hit this, and Rhonda will come with me on this because she's a baseball nut like me. And by the way, what the hell, D-backs, dude? Come on, World Series anyway. Did they make the playoffs? I don't even think they made the playoffs. Did the D-backs make the playoffs? Did they? Let me see here. Hold on. Let's see. Let me see. Arizona Diamondbacks. Let me put playoffs in here. I don't think they made the playoffs. I mean, this is not a sports program, but yeah. How do they make? Oh, I guess they did they? 5 most moments. Well, I don't know. I don't know if they made it. Yeah, it's so weird at the end of the season. I don't know if the D-backs, but I mean, potentially not. Oh, well, no, tonight. Okay, that's what I was thinking. I was like, I was like, God, how do you go from World Series and not making the playoffs? How do you win 86 games and not make the playoffs? Yep. Anyway, but there's this thing on MLB Network. They just call it Baseball Zen. Like it may be like a guy raking the field or something like that, and it's the whatever that SRMMM or whatever it is when people just listen to things and they hear sounds and it makes it very relaxing, very calming. Maybe like a crack of a bat and they say Baseball Zen, and there's like this timer that goes down in a diamond form, right? It's been on since MLB was MLB. This Baseball Zen, because I watch a lot of that network. So, I saw this commercial of a green and white, a Border Patrol SUV going along a dirt road. So you can just hear the gravel and the dirt roads. Just no voiceover, no anything. Going and is right next to the wall. And there was nobody coming across. And it said, Border Zen, vote Trump. I'm like, whoever's that marketing person gets a raise. Gets a raise. I'll give him a raise. This will be the greatest raise ever. This is the greatest commercial I've ever seen. Yeah. Don't get started on the D-backs. They make the playoffs if the Mets win both games today, or if the Braves win both. If they split, we're out. Talk about World Series, no playoffs. The Rangers aren't even, 300 team. I'm down. Yeah, I hear you. Try having the best pitching staff in the world, and now you're pulling guys out from the stands and say, you want to pitch today? Can you throw a ball? That's the Dodgers right now. So we'll deal with it. But, anyway. I would like to introduce you before we wrap the show up, and we have a great decompression session. I'm going to introduce you to the worst son in the history of all time. The worst son ever. This little slappy, this little son of a biscuit, knew his dad was part of the Jan 6 crowd. He recorded his dad and ratted him out. Raised $200,000 on a GoFundMe to support him without his daddy. And now he's got, I think, a play about it or a documentary about it. The man sold his own father downriver or upriver, however that goes, and then cashed in on it to be famous. I give you the worst son in history.
Turn in your father.
Well, the tip actually came in from before January 6th. My dad was getting way more radicalized as time went on, following Trump and isolating himself more.
Oh, it's an off-Broadway. He did Fatherland, an off-Broadway play about his dad as he sold him upriver.
And it was terrifying.
What were some of the signs you saw?
He was watching all sorts of media that was terrifying. He isolated himself to online groups that were far right, radical.
Far right and radical. Yeah, look at this soy boy POS.
And he was growing more and more violent, not to just the family, but to the people around him. And it scared me.
And then when you saw it January 6th, how soon after did you realize your father was involved, that you had to act further?
It was while they were pointing guns at the doors of...
Who was pointing guns at the doors besides the Capitol Police? Who in the hell?
The house.
You saw him there.
He was texting my mom.
He didn't see him there. Nope. No, but what? He was texting my mom. Yeah.
And FaceTiming her. And it was...
This kid's got braces, by the way. Well, by the way, his hardworking dad and mom paid for those braces. So screw and you.
Delusional.
And did you have any hesitation about going further? I mean, he is your father, but as you say, you saw him there.
Look at that. Based on the
with
true
guns,
story.
and
Fatherland.
prosecutors said he lit the match
Son
on January
turned-
6th.
What the?
Of course. It was the hardest decision I've ever made, and it continues to haunt me to this day. But, you know,
But I'm
I
cashing
don't regret
in.
it. And
Ass.
I still feel for him and my family.
So, Stephen, let's turn.
Yeah, let's turn to I don't know, rotting in hell. Wow. Holy. Could you imagine being that kid's dad? And thinking, okay, I did everything I could in my life to raise this kid. I gave him my everything. And this is what he gets. Wow. Yeah, I want to. Yeah, why don't I go to GoFundMe? It's a good job, Bobby. That's right, man. Why not? Yeah, I'll play, entertain people about what they do. Sure, yeah. So sick. Oh man, I tell you this. I didn't give him free ads. Oh, anybody here gonna go see that movie? Please, that guy's a jackhole. Yep, I said it. Yeah, under flag laws. Oh yeah, I'm telling you. Okay, we need a decompression session. It's a long one, but it's brilliant. And it's brought to you by our wonderful, amazing human that we didn't like for a while there. But like he said, he didn't change. He didn't change being a Democrat. The Democrat Party changed. He's the same. Democrat Party changed. And I believe him on that. He's hanging out in the middle with us. His name's Bill Maher. Check this out.
Was last week. It's an actual federal holiday, but no one noticed despite the fact that
I'm sorry, it's
probably
Constitution Day. So listen here. It's Constitution.
Constitution Day.
There we go.
Was last week. It's an actual federal holiday, but no one noticed despite the fact that it's probably the greatest legal document ever. Is it flawed? Of course. It was written by humans, and they were all white men, as depicted in this illustration from Google AI. But how about looking at the actual ideas in it? I won't hold my breath for that, because only 14% of eighth graders are proficient in history now, and only 14%
14% of eighth graders are proficient in history. 22% hit the benchmarks in civics.
2% in civics, which may be why 4 in 10 Gen Zers say the authors of the Constitution are best described as villains.
Damn.
Wow. It's amazing, since in 1776, James Monroe was 18.
What?
Alexander Hamilton was 21 and
What?
James Madison 25. Joe
Shut up.
Biden was only 30. America's founders, they were the Gen Z of their day. And when they were your age, they started a country. What the fuck have you done? So no, the Constitution isn't perfect because it wasn't written by Taylor Swift, but... And yes, the founders made excruciating compromises, obviously slavery. But slavery was a deal breaker for the southern states. So there would have been two countries. And then to end slavery in North America, it would have involved invading a sovereign nation instead of having the moral high ground of keeping a union together. Would that have been better? History's complicated, and Gen Z reasoning is not. They think they're pure, but they're really just simplistic. They know two things. White people did some very bad things, and no, that's it. That's all they know. That's what they know.
That's it. Telling you. The guy's coming with it. I went and saw him live. Don't regret it. Go see it again and again and again. The guy's fantastic. He was high as a kite, too. Holy mackerel. A little sloppy because of the high of the kite thing, but still, he's on. He's speaking like us. He's talking for Gen X. So, hey, y'all, thanks for hanging out today. Let's go ahead and do this mañana. Tomorrow, by the way, is the first day of the month. You know what the first day of the month is? It's Q&A day. So, y'all just come with anything you got. I'm ready to go. I'll have some fun stuff for us to chat about. We do some coffee talk. And anything y'all want to know, you get to know. So, we'll see you tomorrow right here on In Other News. Have a great rest of your day, everyone.